Alright, let's SOHCAHTOA this bad boy. 20 times the sine of 65 degrees. I get 18.1 meters per second. Right away, I go to V final squared equals V initial squared plus 2g change in y. My final velocity, because this is just a halfway trip to the top of the path, is 0. My initial, we just figured out, was 18.1 plus 2 times a negative 9.8 meters per second squared. That really is a 9. I'm going to try to fix it, the more I ruin it, right? Alright, so, been there, done that. You should know by now this is going to come over to the other side and turn negative, and I have to divide the other stuff out of there to get my change in y. So 18.1 squared divided by 2 times 9.8, but I put that in parentheses, and I get a change in y of 16.7 meters. However, aren't I 55 meters off the ground? So I have to add 55 meters to that. And I'm going to get 71.7 meters. That's how high that is. Woo woo. Woo woo. Alright, let's find my horizontal velocity. 20 times the cosine of 65. And I get 8.45 meters per second. My only equation is d equals vt for how far in the horizontal. 8.45 meters per second times time. Alright, this is where I need to do a two-step time. Time to top for part 1 and top to bottom for part 2. Time to top is V equals VO plus GT. My final velocity is 0 because I'm at the top of the path. So we got to break this into two pieces, up and then down. When I go up at the top of the path, my final velocity for an instant is 0. My initial is 18.1 meters per second, and then I'm going to add my negative 9.8 meters per second squared times time, and that's what I need is time. I'm going to subtract that 18.1 meters per second from both sides and get negative 9.8 meters per second squared times t. How do you get t all by itself? Let's divide that gravity out of there. Whoops. And what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. Bye-bye. So 18.1, whoops, 18.1 divided by 9.8. My time up is 1.84 seconds. Now I got to do time down. Time down is tough because I can't use velocities, but I do know that it went up, or it was off the ground, my change in y. We did this earlier, right? 71.7 meters. So I can use t equals square root of 2 change in y over g. 2 times 71.7 meters divided by 9.8 meters per second squared, square root answer. 2 times 71.7 equals divided by 9.8 square root answer. My time, second piece of time, is 3.825. I'm leaving it in my calculator, and I'm going to add that time to it, which I said was 1.84 plus 1.84 to that time, and I get a total time of 5.665, which I'm going to leave in my calculator, and come up here and just showing you it's in my calculator, times 8.45, and I get a grand total distance far of 47.9 meters. Woo woo.